Welcome to another video, and today we'll be talking about how to become a Cleanrot Knight in Elden Ring. So we're going to start off by choosing our class. I usually go with the Samurai class, mostly because it has high dexterity and a little bit of faith. It kind of has a nice mix of starting stats which go really nice. Going to give it the name Cleanrot, use the young type, and then we're going to go with the golden seed just so that we have an extra flask when we start out. We're going to start up here in Limgrave, hit our first grace. And just so you know how to fight, because this is a starting tutorial game, I would suggest fighting the Tree Sentinel, learn some controls. When you go up, you'll move back to the Church of Ella. This is where you'll first get your next bonfire. We're then going to progress the game as per normal and get to the next bonfire, just so that we can get Torrent and so we can talk to Melina. This is kind of where you start setting yourself up, where you're going to start getting everything. Right here we'll be able to get our next flask using the seed that we got. I went ahead and cleared out the camp for some extra rooms and armor drops just so that we can get a bit stronger in the beginning of the game. This is also a nice place to start learning how to fight and where you can kind of see the controls and get used to the controls. That's obviously the most important part of any game. I'm gonna go down just so that we can get the wet blades, just so that we can also change Ashes of Wars on our weapons. This is an important part of the video and we're definitely going to need this for the future. Hit the next side of Grace right after clearing the camp. You should see it immediately there. We also get access to the map just so that we can see everything. That's where we started out. The next church. I'm gonna go back to the church just so that we can get our crafting kit, smithing stones, and also so we can talk to this witch and get our calling bell. This will give us access to summons. Next, I would suggest going all the way back to the first bonfire. You're gonna use Torrent. There's gonna be a big stream down here that you can jump down. It's very useful to have. And you're gonna pick up an item down there. So position yourself nicely and then go for the jump. As long as you land near it, you won't die. There's the item we're looking for. It's to help us get more runes faster. Next thing we're gonna do, use Torrent and run straight up. Don't need to fight anything, but you can if you want to. It will help you learn the controls a bit better, which is always good. Make sure you pick up the golden seed, that will add another charge to our flask. This is also where you make sure you can get any keys and stuff around you. It's always good to pick up anything in your vicinity. Head out from behind and you'll see a path you can follow. If you keep following that path, you'll hit the next side of Grace. This dude on the inside also sells you Ashes of War, so you can pick some of those up if you would really like. But for this build you don't really need to. Gonna start off by giving us some vigor. Vigor's always good to have. Follow the path that I'll show you right now, and this is where we're gonna find some more smithing stones as well as our first Ash of War that we're gonna use. There we go, and that's our first smithing stone. While walking up here, you should find a knight on a horse. We're gonna fight this knight because he drops an Ash of War for us. Nice thing to do, use your skill, you should kill him pretty easily and you'll get the Golden Vow Ash of War. Golden Vow is a buff type Ash of War, so when you use it you increase your buffs. It buffs your damage and defense, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's always good to have, so make sure you keep up your buffs. We're gonna go in here, and this is to get our next blade. We're gonna get dual Uchi Katanas just so that we can dual wield them from the start of the game. Make sure you keep upgrading yourself, keep pumping points into health, dexterity, and obviously faith, as that will be our main uses for now. Right now I added Golden Vow to our blade just so that we can have that buffed up. As you can see, that's the buff. And then you can go ahead and clear out the whole cave. I like to dual wield. It just makes life a lot easier for me personally. Straight ahead, you're gonna clear out the skeletons here, and then right here you'll find the next Uchi Katana. I like to put Golden Bow in my offhand because you still use the main skill with the proper weapon then. So you can start by summoning, buff, and then switch back to your normal weapon so that you have both weapons active. So now when you use your Ash of War, you'll see you'll be able to still use Unsheath. There you go. Just like that, we get our first talisman as well. And some Death Root. For now, you can slot in that first talisman because it's just nice to use. Gonna go back to the Grace right outside the camp just so that we can ride and get another pickled foot. So just follow the path, and if you keep going, you'll see right on that hill over there, that's where you'll get your next pickled foot. And here we get another smithing stone for upgrades. Kill everything here, and then you'll get the pickled foot. Go down to your right and keep following the road there, and then you'll eventually find another site of grace. Next, we're gonna go and get our Wondrous Physic, which is the next step in this gameplay. Follow the road over there, you'll find the church, which will give you another Wondrous Physic. It will also give you a Sacred Tear, which will increase the amount you get out of each flask. Get the map piece, and then continue following the road. Once you continue following the road, you'll eventually find another site of grace to rest at, and then you'll add some stuff to your Wondrous Physic. So add the stamina buff, as well as the spike cracked tier. Next, you're gonna go up the hill and clear out the fort. And this is so you can get a new Ash of War for your other Vegeta. There you go. Bloody Slash. Head all the way up to get the medallion. This will also help you later on in the game if you want to go to the Altus Plateau. Next, back to the church, and then you're just gonna follow this road up here, which will have a portal. You're gonna use that portal, and this will take you to Caelid. Open the door right in front of you because there'll be a bonfire over there. Or a grace. This is where I went to go get the Dragon Crest shield down to your right. You can have another video and check that out. It's a talisman that boosts our physical defense. It's quite good. Now we're gonna head and upgrade our Uchi Katana. Gonna put Bloody Slash on our main Uchi Katana and add the blood affinity on it. This is so it does extra bleed build up and bleed damage. Upgrade each Uchi Katana once, and then that should be good enough for now. Make sure you keep upgrading yourself to get the most out of everything. We can't fight that enemy yet, so you're gonna try and run. Make sure you make it all the way down the hill. There'll be a site of grace there, and again, don't forget to pick up the golden seed. Once at the grace, you're gonna follow this road over here, just so we can get more buffs. Watch out for the poison. Ride all the way across, there'll be a bonfire there as well. Use the spring and you're gonna get the memory stone while you're here. This will increase the amount of slots you have for spells. You head all the way up and there'll be a chest over there, and that's where you'll get the memory stone. And there you go. Head back down, use the spring, and jump this side. You'll see a bunch of graves. Loot all the graves so you can get some extra runes, and then follow the road that I take so we can head towards our next place. You'll see a minor Erdtree. Do not fight the Erdtree avatar. Right now we're kinda too weak to do it as of yet. Ride the Spirit Spring up, and then you'll find your next site of grace, as well as a place where we'll be getting a lot of runes. But it is a bit of a grind. What I like about this build specifically is that all of these are available from the very beginning of the game. So what we can first do is head inside here, gonna do a mad dash, and this is to pick up a good talisman. You'll see it right over there, there's a light. Run past everything because we're not really strong enough to fight anything as of yet. Climb all the way up and just follow the tutorial exactly. Right here we'll find the other half of the Dectus medallion, which also means you can immediately go to Altus Plateau if you want. Right here we're gonna equip a torch just so that we can see a bit better. Gonna drop down, turn around, make sure you pick that up, and then head and jump over here. You'll find a big rat, you can avoid them, make your way down, and pick up Shadowgun Soul Sealed. Wait for the rats to come here, dodge them, and that will give you some time to climb back up the ladder. Once up the ladder, you're gonna make your way out of here so we don't have to fight anything else. Just keep rolling for your life, head outside, and get to the bonfire. And now you're good. You can add that in, Radagon Soul Seal, which will give you about 20 levels worth of stats, but it also increases the amount of damage you take. But it is a good trade-off if you're good at charging, and it will help immensely for the beginning of the game. Next thing we're gonna do is hit the dragon over there, keep hitting it until it almost dies. You'll see big chunks of bleed damage come from the monster. And you're gonna keep doing that until it dies. Once it dies, eat the foot and you'll get a super boost to your increased runes. As you'll see here, you can make it back to the bonfire. Big rune increase of 60k. Plus another one that takes you all the way up to 90. You can then rest and then do some upgrades. Make sure you use all the runes in your inventory as well, because this is where we're gonna get major levels. And now we can sit and do some upgrades. This is the levels I went with just so that we will be able to wield the Cleanrot side as soon as we can. Make sure you use everything that you have. Next we're gonna go all the way back to the start. Follow the road I take you so we can get to our next destination. Make sure you pick up everything on the way just to help you with a bit of buffs. And this right here is where we want to be. Going all the way down here, you'll find a chest. Another good starting weapon is the twin blade over here. You can try using that so long, so it gives you a bit of an option in terms of variety. Go behind, make sure you pick this up, and then clear out everything, go down. Down here you'll find a bunch of rats again. Kill all the rats. Once you're done killing the rats, open the door at the end and you'll find a chest. Going through this chest will take you to Caelid again, but closer to where we wanna be so we can farm the Cleanrot Knights. Open the chest over here. And now we're gonna just sneak out. These dudes won't attack you, but over here you wanna make a run for it because these insect guys, they shoot out these pest threads that will kill you. I was lucky enough here that they didn't see me. hit the bonfire at the end of the cave, and then let's go out. Follow this road exactly, and this will take you to where you can begin farming the Cleanrot Knights. Stick to the shores. And what a nice landmark is, you'll see a very big beetle, and when you see that big beetle, you know to turn left where you'll find another grace. Once you hit this grace, this is where you're going to be farming for the set. There'll be one Cleanrot Knight that walks around here that will be very easy to farm. First thing you want to do is summon your wolves. Make sure you take all your buffs. I suggest switching to one weapon, because sometimes it can be a bit easier. But if you're used to the two weapons, that helps as well. The main thing we're going to do is first sneak up on the Cleanrot Knight, especially now before we have any weapons, and get in a backstab. Once you get in the backstab, try and attack relentlessly. What will help you is using Bloody Slash as much as possible, as well as the wolves overwhelming the Cleanrot Knight. We're gonna keep doing this to this one Cleanrot Knight until we get lucky enough to get the armor set. When you get white sparks off a body, that means you got a piece of the armor set. If you head deeper into the swamp, you will get invaded by Millicent, so make sure you're careful with that. She does give you some nice runes, but just beware, the fight can be a bit difficult if you're starting out. The main thing you want to do as well is make sure you keep spamming your Ash of War, because the Ash of War will be fastest to kill them. Eventually, if you do get used to it, to save some time, you don't even need to summon the wolves, but I do suggest doing it for the first couple of times. So I got the full armor set before I even got the scythe, and it took me quite a bit of farming until I got the scythe. While farming, make sure you don't lose any of your runes, and make sure you're constantly using your runes to upgrade. You want to pump a lot into Dex and a lot into Faith, as well as your health and stamina. And then afterwards, make sure you also pump up your FP so that you can use more of the rings. Once you get used to fighting, you can literally just keep spamming your Ash of War. These guys are super weak to it. If you don't see white sparks, make sure you fast travel back immediately. White sparks, that means you got something. And this is where we first got our Halo Scythe. And that's how we basically started. Next thing we can do is upgrade our Halo Scythe. So we're gonna go get some upgrade materials just to boost our Halo Scythe a bit, so that when we start out we have a good weapon and some great damage. The main thing you love about this weapon is gonna be its Ash of War, which unleashes these discs of light, and these will cut enemies a lot. So follow this path ahead just so we can go get a smithing stone too. You can also talk to the samurai over there that starts his quest line. I place some markers down because I tend to get lost, so just keep following the markers, keep following the roads, and then you'll eventually get to a place where you can find the earliest version of upgrade material again. As you can see, the weapon is quite strong already, so if you're riding like that, you can also kill all the Cleanrot Knights like that. So you just ride on Torrent and make sure you keep getting close to them, and as soon as you get close to them, hit them. And right now we're in the Weeping Peninsula. This is the next part of the game where we'll also be able to get some upgrade materials. You can talk to her to start a quest as well, and then you continue on your way. Keep following this path, and that will take you to where we can get our Somber Smithing Stone too. Beware this knight over here, he only pops up at night. Now's a good time to show you some of our skills, so watch out though for the destructive discs. Right now we haven't pumped a lot into Faith, but as you can see, These projectiles are super useful for those long fights where someone is standing at a distance. The scythe itself does a lot of damage as well as some bleed buildup. So if you use them quite often, you can get some nice damage from them. I would also try and suggest to farm a second one so that you can dual wield them. Keep following the road ahead, and this is where you'll find your second somber smithing stone. Drop down here, and then you'll see a whole lot of jellyfishes. Kill the jellyfishes. Look at that big damage. And there you go, somber smithing stone 2, which means another upgrade for our halo scythe. So what we can do from here on is head back and upgrade the halo scythe. We can then continue farming for another smithing stone. We can go deeper into the farm, into the lake, and we'll find a somber smithing stone 3. To get a fourth one, back at the mine, if you farm these insect dudes, you'll eventually get another somber smithing stone as well. You need to farm the insect dudes and you need to farm these miners. Eventually, if you get lucky enough, you'll get another somber smithing stone. And there we go. The halo scythe is at +5 already. There should be plenty of buffs for you already. So what you can do from here on is get a good talisman that buffs your health and stamina as well. So back where you first started the game, there was a place that you could go to the right. Once you use the seals to go through, you can follow the path and then just follow the path down. Make sure you drop down by the bridge. Be very careful. Should you have enough health, once you drop down here, this is another nice secret area where you can pick up a good talisman. Run down, head back up, beware the fire. Look to your right, there's someone there. Once you head through, you'll find 2 scions that will wait up at top. So immediately what you can do is make a run for it. Pick up the talisman. Lure the one scion into a corner. And then run your ass out of there. Now gonna take you guys back to Stormvale Castle just so you can see how strong the build has become. So here's the current boss fight, and we end up right by the bonfire. We're not gonna get any help right now because we can't do this by ourselves. We've upgraded ourselves more than enough. Look at the drip in the cutscene.
In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Another good way to get big damage at this point in the game is make sure when you're using your Ash of War, you hit them with the spear, the Ring of Light, as well as your spear itself. That adds a bit of extra damage when you're doing a hit off on the enemy. This is where we'll show off our damage. So just by standing at a distance, look at how much damage you can get just from using that. The scythe itself also does major damage, and this is without upgrading your faith too much. Look how fast we got into his second phase, and then keep using the Rings of Light to deal damage. Do be a bit careful because Margaret can still do some damage. He has a bit of holy resistance as well, but even so we do mega damage. And look how easy that fight was while cosplaying the Cleanrot Knight. Of course, in the beginning of the game there will be better builds to give you more damage, but this build was mainly focused on being a Cleanrot Knight and kind of going for that aesthetic. These are the stats by the end of the game. Well, end of the build, and this is still very fresh into Elden Ring. Right now we also have 2 slots for talismans now, so you can add your second talisman. And that's all before we even took on Stormvale Castle. The nice thing about the armor as well is it will give you some damage resistance. so you should be good to go overall. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys appreciated the video. Please like and comment and share. Tell me how you felt about the video and tell me what I can do better in terms of the video. I'll have a good time and see you guys. Bye.